believe in psychology. I believe in good moves. That's the daily Fisher quote of the day. It's day 16, Journey Towards Champion. As you guys saw, my little bike vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're gonna start with the Q&A. Gonna be answering some questions from the viewers. If you want your question to be included, comment a question. So the first question is, what are the benefits, if any, of studying chess over the board rather than on the PC screen? Could that be related to muscle memory or some kind of emotional triggers of brain? So actually, people criticize me because on chess.com, I use the 3D pieces. But I actually noticed when I switched to 3D pieces, for some reason I saw the board differently. And I actually have a board right here. So whenever I look at these pieces, and I look at the 3D pieces on chess.com, it's closer. So there's definitely different pattern recognition. But I think that for over-the-board chess, a lot, like very experienced people have recommended to set up the puzzles on an actual board. But I think that since I've been playing online for so long, my brain sees it the same way. But there's definitely, I feel like when I play Blitz over the board, things just flow differently. And that's, but I think eventually it'll come together. Hans, looking for a coach for my kids. Who are the best coaches you know? It's very hard to say. I think that on LeechessandChess.com, there's coaches pages. Well, there's people who like advertise themselves as coaches. So on LeechessandChess.com, you can apply check. I have no one specifically that I'd recommend, but I think that a lot of chess is you have so many resources now that are free. Or maybe just a chess.com membership has a lot of stuff, videos and stuff. And there's so much free content on YouTube. So I'd say just play a lot of chess, enjoy chess, and if you can afford a coach, you can find a very good coach for a reasonable price online. How many tournaments should you play a year if you want to become a GM? Well, there's not a specific amount of tournaments, I'd say. I think, again, obviously it depends what rating you are, but if you want to improve as a chess player, it would really be great if you were living in New York or the Bay Area or for example, in New York, you have the Marshall Chess Club, where you can play a Tuesday tournament. You can play even a Monday tournament. There's a Wednesday tournament. There's a Thursday tournament. There's a Friday tournament, and there's always a weekend tournament. So if you live in New York, you can play almost every day, a new tournament. So that's amazing. So maybe find a way to come to New York. I think there's a lot of chess tournaments in Moscow as well. In the Bay Area, there's a lot. There's driving. I'd say New York is the chess hub. So if you're American, I recommend that. But I think you have to play as much as possible, and you have to just work as hard as possible. So yeah, so thank you guys. We're gonna go into the analysis now, the vlog, and you might be asking, why am I wearing a suit and tie? Well, I had to go somewhere where there's a dress code, but Bobby Fischer, and back in the days of Bobby Fischer, they're all wearing a suit and tie. So I was like, maybe I'll just take it off, but then let me just keep it on. So maybe I should try to explore unique sponsorships in chess. Maybe I should get a tie sponsor and a suit sponsor. Bring back the gentlemanly class of the game. We're back to the bike vlog. I'm only going like 20 kilometers per hour. One hand. I used to be a professional cyclist. Anyways, this is a little bit bumpy, so it's mildly risky. I'll probably look like some banker. Oh, I swore. Oops. Bleep that out. With my tie. But I had to go to a business meeting and such. But yeah, Gerva's gonna crush it. Got so many tournaments coming up, working very hard. Sky's the limit. So in today's video, we're gonna be analyzing my game against Naroditsky. I was actually reminded of this game because I saw Epic Chess made a video about it, and I was reminded of this game, and I saw some people posted some clips. It was a really cool game. You might remember one game I showed in the English, but in C4A5, me and Mr. Naroditsky have had some very interesting battles. So G3, knight C6, bishop E2, bishop C5. It's sort of a classical system. Knight C3, D6, E3, A6, creating some, once I go D4, the bishop will retreat to A7, knight E2, bishop A7, D4, knight E7. It's a bit of a weird setup. I don't know. The knight kind of wants to go to F5, but I go B3, just opening the bishop. I can delay castling. I want to develop my pieces first. Take, knight comes into D5, I go knight to D5. Rook E8, to castles, knight to D4. Now he wants to trade the knight, but I have a bit more space. So when you have space, you don't want to trade your pieces. So I go knight back to C3, knight to C6, and now knight to E4. Ring around already. So I realized, obviously, here, I didn't realize. Now, knight E4, d5, queen d2, knight e7 out of 4. Again, I've got some space. The bishop is stuck. There could be, some attacking possibilities coming. He goes bishop c6. I go d5, opening my bishop with tempo, and now I go knight h5, and now I've got all these pieces with the open diagonal angling at the king. Knight g6, knight f6 check, sacrificing the knight. Takes, king f8. Now, first of all, I take the pawn, and I come back, because obviously, he can't, go to g7 or here, because I have an discovery attack, so he goes back. And then now I start to think, and I realize, okay, well, I have 2 pawns for the piece. However, if I'm not quick, maybe we'll go knight e5 and block. So I realized, okay, well, what do I want to do? I want to activate my queen. The knight is stopping that, so let's just go g4. Let's kick the knight out. Here goes knight e3. And here is where I had to find an absolutely insane move. Obviously, he takes, I lose my queen. And the best move here, which is insane, well, I played Ricky 1. After which, if I remember, he has this insane move, knight e5. And it's like some insane variation. However, the best move is actually rook a1. The point being that if knight e5, you just take. And of course, if I realized that, I understood this was hanging, and I wanted to attack this, but this is actually isn't the knight rook isn't hanging because this is checkmate. So I gave him a bit of a chance. Rook a1 would be an insane move. Rook a1. He played knight e5. I took the rook, and here he took the bishop, blundering. He actually had to take this way. Oh no, this way. Okay, it's like completely insane. I guess the engine is saying I should go bishop takes e5, d takes rook e2. And now for some reason you take with the king. h3, knight f2, rook e5, bishop e6, king h2, queen h4, queen g5, takes. And this is even a draw. No. Takes, f6, rook h8. Complete insanity. But he makes the blunder playing here. But now the queen comes into the game. And I play, oops, sorry. Now the queen comes into the game, I play bishop e5. And if it's here, I take here. Bishop here, I can just take it. Okay. Attacking the knight, but all my pieces are just coming. Check. I have all these discoveries. He played knight takes e1, and now here it looks like maybe I could just take, but I actually have simple mate. Do I give a check? King is forced to go up, and I give a check, and that's checkmate. So this was a really interesting game. Obviously, chess against Mr. Naroditsky is always quite fascinating because he is never shying away from complications and interesting games. So this was day 16, Tournament which is champion. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't have enough time to watch the full videos, there are shorter clips posted on my Instagram. I also post exclusive details on my Twitter. And I'm going to be posting on TikTok as well very soon. So please go check out all my social media accounts. Really appreciate the support. You guys just following or supporting the journey. Because to continue this journey, I need to get sponsors and need to have the proper financial support to build the chess team. And it's sort of like, all the top juniors that I'm competing against have these massive sponsorships and blah, blah, blah. So I really appreciate the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.